So, just pulled up to open mat, and I just wanted to talk real quickly about being intentional. When you're intentional with your training, you improve a lot quicker. So, I'm going to go into open mat, and then rather than doing a bunch of random techniques, the last 2 weeks we've been working on back attacks. So, I'm going to intentionally take the back as many times as I can. I'm going to try to choke off the back or transition to arm bars or triangles, but I need to get to the back first before I go for my subs. And then from standing, I was talking a lot about footwork this week, so side to side footwork. So, the two main things I'm going to be working on is side to side footwork before I either pull guard or go for a takedown, and getting to the back and choking from the back. Let's jump to the gym. Starting off here, we're in knee on belly and our partner turtles. So I look for my hooks, I look for my seatbelt, and we sit to our butt and we take the hooks. Once we're here, you're gonna see a common theme in the video where I put my foot on people's hip, I grab a cross grip on the wrist, and then I trap the arm when I go for the choke. This is called the straitjacket system. This is one of the reasons I wanna practice this back attack stuff. I do a little floating pass here. I feed the lapel under the shoulder, and I sit to my butt from north-south to take the back. Look at how I fed the hand on my cross grip. I pushed his hip down with my foot, trapped the arm. I look at the camera like a douchebag, and then I go for the rear naked choke. As I said, thematically, it's going to be very similar the entire time when I go for those back attacks. Here I enter the gift wrap, roll him up onto his side. My knee slides up high. We fall to the far hip. And right here, I already had the choke in, so I didn't have to do the straitjacket system. Here I reap myself, which would be illegal in IBJJF, and I try to initiate a wedging back take, but I let my foot kind of crumble underneath the hip, so I sort of lost the wedging back take position here. So that's one of those things I know I'm gonna need to work on, is making sure that my foot stays up and my knee stays in the stomach when I initiate that wedging back take. So here's an example of me failing. In this clip, I didn't zoom in because look at how great this is. I'm in the background doing a back attack system, and in the front round is Mondo, and he's doing a back attack system. He gets his hooks in the background. I just get the tap right there on the triangle armbar, and he gets the back take, like father, like son. Here, my partner is knee cutting, and we're in reverse de la Hiva, so I pull myself underneath him for the kiss of the dragon, again working for the back take. I reach for the belt, and he starts sitting to a hip, so I try inverting all the way through, berimboloing all the way through, but I miss the back, so I come up with the leg drag. We speed up a little bit here through the video as I work my way into mount, and I start pressuring with heavy shoulder pressure, hoping I can get my partner to turn either left or right, and I get my chest behind the elbow, which means gift wrap, slide my knee up behind the shoulder, fall to the far hip, and again, watch, I push the wrist down, I feed it to my far wrist, I put a butterfly hook behind the knee, I trap the arm, and now we're here working for the choke. This time I finish with my arm behind the head. Here, my partner's trying to initiate a heavy leg drag, so I get into this little arm drag and I start shrimping out as I go for the back. And from here, I get my first hook in, and right here, look at how he's defending by putting his arm above his own head, like answering the phone. I push it down to my far wrist, I push his hip with my foot, and look at, again, I trap the wrist with my foot, and then I shrimp all the way until I get to my triangle choke and we get the tap. Again, I'm trying to repeat the same process again and again, looking for the back, even if I wouldn't do this live against other people. Right here, I do the north-south pull to the back, but I already had his wrist trapped in my armpit, so I just hipped into that Americana. Always trying to find ways to get to the back, no matter what it may be. Here, my partner passes, and I invert a little bit, and I go through a K-guard right here. If I was just regular sparring, I would go through a regular leg lock sequence, but instead, I backstep into mount. He turns on his side. I fall for the arm bar, put my knee behind his back and shoulders so I can finish taking the back. Look at how I push his wrist down once I get my seatbelt. There we go. Push it down to the far hand, and look again. My foot, my heel traps the wrist. Now we have the arm bar in the triangle. And finally, another one of my little failures here. I was in lasso guard and I inverted all the way through for the omoplata, and I was gonna shrimp out and try to put in my first butterfly hook inside his thigh to go for the back, but we ran out of time and I would have lost the angle anyways. Here's an example of me failing to do the side-to-side movement. I start moving side-to-side, but I miss some timing on the foot sweep, so I decide to pull guard, which is a big L, big fail for me. And then here's another failure. I was in the Kimura position where I could have taken the back, and instead I did a Tarika Plata. So I shouldn't be going for submissions when I'm trying to intentionally train to take the back. So again, we stand, and my partner here, he pulls guard before I do, or before I can start that side-to-side movement, and the motherfucker, he tripod swept me, and I have ego problems, so I get the De La Hiva pant grip underneath my own leg, and I reach for this cross collar, and I start inverting, looking for the back, like I'm supposed to. I fail the first time as he comes up, so I push him back. We roll up, he comes to his knees and I do it again. De la Hiva, I bump him and I pull myself underneath. This time I got a good wedge, but I didn't climb in time and he turns towards me. And then like the bitch that I am, I keep the cross grip right here and I hold onto his posture and I shoot for my favorite triangle choke from closed guard. Again, I'm supposed to be working for the back. I was thinking I was gonna choke him with this little lapel right here, but he sits back to spider guard. So again, another example, I'm at open mat, I'm supposed to be intentionally training, and here, because of my ego, I got swept and he didn't let me do the standing thing. I let it get the best of me, and now I'm doing an arm bar, which is not what I'm supposed to be intentionally training for. I even said it before the video started what I was gonna be trying to do. So again, we're here at north-south, pull them backwards by the lapels, looking for the back. Look at this, butterfly hook behind the knee to turn them, and then immediately I have the stray jacket, cross grip on the wrist, I trap the arm, and I start working for the choke. Here my partner's doing a good job defending with his second hand, not letting me like get it out, and he starts removing that arm trap that I have. So I end up going to this little like north-south style finish where I push my shoulder into his head and I sprawl and I get the tap immediately. See, this is a good example. I was in the Kimura, I kind of fell back on the armbar, look at this, knee behind the back, and I pull him into back control. See, that's a good example of what I should have done earlier when I did that Tariqa Plata. Again, stray jacket, all the way to the triangle, always trying to trap that far arm, keep continuously working for the same thing over and over again. Here, my partner turns away a little bit, and I can't really get my hooks in, so I try to drive into him, I believe here. Yeah, I drive into him here, and I try to sit back, and he did a good job slipping that elbow line, getting his knee inside, little knee shield action. And again, me having too big of an ego, trying to do something that I shouldn't be. So we end up here in a little single leg X where I'm double sleeving, gripping his wrist here. Try to step over for this arm bar, and the sleeve comes undone, so I start trying to choke him, little fucker. Try to choke him with the gi. I'll let him fix his arm real quick for that. But again, I should have been working for the back. So here, as he goes into this like single leg X position, I again try to initiate a wedging back step by back stepping my knee into his stomach. And again, I kind of extended early on that wedge, so I lose the back take and we end up in side control. Again, I wanted to show a couple of my failures like that rather than just the successes. Here again, talked about that side to side movement. I kind of did a little sticker foot sweep, but he didn't move. I need to make sure when I do my side to side, they move. So again, another example of one of the failures for the side to side movement. I showed this video before, y'all know what it is. Lock down the leg from quarter mount. I forward roll towards the legs. And if you guys don't know, spinal cranks are illegal in the gi. So that's what we're gonna do here. We're gonna do a spinal crank. I'm gonna try to twister him. This is punishment for having his sleeve go out earlier. Something we can take out of this position right here is I'm trying to reach behind his head, and I should be pushing my own head to the mat and throwing basically an elbow strike with my right elbow. But I'm sitting up and I'm talking shit to other people like the asshole that I am. See how I'm trying to reach for his head? He's doing a great job defending. I should be elbow striking the mat above my own head, like if I threw an elbow strike to the top right, if you were in my shoes, and throwing my own head to the mat. That would make it so it would be easier to wedge myself underneath his neck, but he's doing a great job bridging away. See that every time I reach, he bridges and I lose it. Now as I bring my elbow to the mat, see how I get the sub? And there we go. Again, going to mount, he catches my foot. You already know what's up. Another twister, bitch. This time, he starts rolling away from me. I catch the arm, I catch the wrist, and he does a good job pre-rolling. I roll again towards the legs. He goes again, and then I initiate the dragon's tail where I grab the lapel and I force my elbows into his lower back. It's really, really difficult to turn away when I do this. Again, totally 100% illegal, which is why I'm doing it in open mat against lower belts, people smaller than me. And we end up getting the tap there. Again, I'm in mount here and I should be working for some type of head and arm position to gift wrap and take the back, and my fat ass just decides to sit back on him as I reach for the arm bar just because it was open. Again, I'm trying to intentionally train for a certain reason, so I shouldn't just be taking submissions. Even if they're in front of me, my goal is not to get as many taps. So some takeaways, I failed to do a lot of the standing side-to-side movement. I initiated it once or twice, but not good enough. My wedging back takes need to be a little bit tighter. My foot needs to be on the mat, and then I shouldn't have an ego and fall back on any submissions when I'm trying to intentionally train for a certain reason, like taking the back. Thanks, guys. Hope you found this helpful.